Hi. Maybe you know me. My name is Jenny Blackstone, and I'm the main character in Maureen Johnson's book, 13 Little Blue Envelopes. You've never heard of me before? That's strange. Well, I'm sitting here in the London airport, waiting to figure out my next move. I've got a few minutes. Let me fill you in. I'm a 17-year-old American here in Europe for an adventure. Actually, I'm scared to death, and I'm here mostly out of an obligation to my Aunt Peg. She sent me on a mission. Well, I guess that's not exactly true, at least not directly. Let me fill you in on the details. My Aunt Peg was one of my very best friends. She always seemed to know when I needed an ear to listen, a friend to have fun with, or someone to lean on, and she always seemed to call at just the right time. She was an artist, and I loved visiting her in her cute little apartment in New York City. But one day, a couple of years ago, she just up and left. No phone call, no message, nothing. For a long time, we didn't hear from her at all. And then one day, we did get a letter saying that she was okay, but nothing about where she was or what she was doing. A few months ago, we received a phone call from a man we've never met. His name was Richard, and he told us that Aunt Peg was gone. Cancer. What happened after that is really kind of a blur. I remember going to the airport with my mom to meet Aunt Peg's body, and then there was the funeral, and then really just a lot of sadness. A few months after the funeral, I received a letter in the mail. It was in a little blue envelope, and the letter contained instructions and an invitation to adventure from my Aunt Peg. Well, maybe it's just good to read you the letter. Here's what it said. Dear Ginger, I have never been a great follower of rules. You know that, so it's going to seem a little odd that this letter is full of rules I've written and that I need you to follow. Rules to what? You've been asking yourself? You always did ask good questions. Remember how we used to play Today I Live In game when you were little and used to come to visit me in New York? I think I liked the I Lived in Russia game the best. We always played that one in the winter. We'd go to the Russian art collection at the Met, stomp through the snow in Central Park, and then go to that little Russian restaurant in the village that had some really good pickles and that weird hairless poodle that sat in the window and barked at cabs. I'd like to play that game one more time, except now we're going to be a little more literal. Today's game is I Live in London. Notice that I have included $1,000 in cash in this envelope. This is for a passport, a one-way ticket from New York to London, and a backpack. Keep a few bucks for a cab to the airport. Upon booking the ticket, packing the backpack, and hugging everyone goodbye, I want you to go to New York City. Specifically, I want you to go to the Fourth Noodle, the Chinese restaurant under my old apartment. Something is waiting there for you. Go to the apartment right from there. You'll be gone for several weeks, and you'll be traveling in foreign lands. These are the aforementioned rules that will guide your travel. Rule number 1, you may bring only what fits in your backpack. Don't try to fake it with a purse or a carry-on. Rule number 2, you may not bring guidebooks, phrase books, or any kind of foreign language aid, and no journals. Rule number 3, you cannot bring extra money or credit, debit cards, traveler's checks, etc. I'll take care of all of that. Rule number 4, no electronic crutches. This means no laptop, no cell phone, no music, and no camera. You can't call home or communicate with people in the U.S. by internet or telephone. Postcards and letters are acceptable and encouraged. That's all you need to know for now. See you at the Fourth Noodle. Love, your runaway aunt. When I arrived in New York City at the Fourth Noodle, I met Alice, the owner. Well, I'd met her before. She was one of my Aunt Peg's best friends, and she had a package for me. My instructions told me to get the package and go straight to the airport, so I took the package, a brown padded envelope, and I went to the airport. When I got into the air on my way to London, I finally opened the package, and inside the package there were a stack of little blue envelopes, 12 of them in fact, numbered 2 through 13, and they matched exactly the little blue envelope that I had received in the mail just a few weeks before. So now I'm here in London with specific instructions to go visit one of my aunt's friends the man Richard, before I open the next envelope. She promises me an adventure. I just hope I can find out what happened to my aunt and maybe learn a little bit about myself. I wouldn't mind a little romance here in Europe, but since my love life in the United States was non-existent, that's not likely to happen. But anyway, it should be fun, and I'm looking forward to it, even though I am a little scared. Well, I better get going. I've got to catch a cab and get over to Richard's. Do you want to come along? If so, just read 13 Little Blue Envelopes by Maureen Johnson. See ya!